Hey everybody, what's up? We are back with another stock analysis, and today we will be looking at Luminar Technologies. This is a company, ticker is LAZR, LAZR. This is a company that makes sensors and detectors for cars, and probably other things too as well. But they make the sensors that are in your cars, basically. I believe it's things like when someone's coming up behind you in your blind spot and your car notifies you, things like that. So definitely a growing technology. I feel like just about every single car has things like that today, and multiple different places, multiple different uses of them. So definitely, I would say high demand for the technology. And obviously, if that is what this company does, which I'm like 96% sure, um, definitely a solid industry to be in. So we are going to get into them, go through their financials, take a look at some other things, and yeah, it's about it. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and let's get into Luminar Technologies. Okay, so looking into their description, I was actually a little bit off. It's not automotive, it's autonomous. So they make vehicles for self-driving cars and things like that, which is, or not vehicles, they make sensors for autonomous vehicles, which arguably is a little bit better, even because this is probably going to be an enormous technology in the future. So definitely a very interesting thing to get into. Market cap is at 200 million. So this is a fairly small company. Just so everybody is aware, definitely a higher risk with a company this small. Target price is currently at $24 a share with a negative 20% long-term growth rate. Right now we are at $6 a share. So that's pretty rough. Is that because, let's see, they also had a pretty large drop yesterday, and it was because of their earnings report that just came out. They are up almost completely back to where they were pre-market, though. Let's actually watch it. Just hit 930. Let's see where the stock price decides to move. It looks like first move is down. Um, will it stay that way? Let's wait and see till the end of the video. But first move is down for today. However, it is up a lot from close yesterday. Um, Either way, so perfectly fine. Let's actually see if we get the updated price in here. I don't know how often FactSet updates their price, and I doubt it'll update for us right away. So either way, let's continue moving through here. Growth summary is mixed, but on the midterm numbers, we're seeing a lot of big stuff going on. The 5-year CAGR, for whatever reason, is enormous, which I kind of understand as this industry kind of matures and develops, and there's a lot more cars that are using autonomous sensors. That's definitely something that's going to be in high demand. So it does make sense. But either way, let's get into the earnings and see how that report ended up going yesterday. So yeah, we are up 11% today right now, which is awesome. So this should be quarterly business update. We've got a couple of things I want to look at here. Let's look at the quarterly business update first. And this is literally just a report that says, hey, we're going to be updating business update and financials. Please have numbers. Yes. Okay, so business milestones. Um, Achieved the following milestones outlined at the beginning of 2024. Final run at rate production ahead of Volvo achieved. So it looks like they have a partnership with Volvo. I don't know exactly what this means, but basically they're using their technology in coordination with Volvo. Launch facility with TPK Group for capacity and improved cost. So they launched a new production facility or development facility, whatever. Next generation Lidar, which is basically just the autonomous vehicle sensors. Um, Luminar Halo was unveiled in Q2, offering improvements in performance, integration, and cost. Also generate its first point cloud from Luminar Halo. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like it is super high technology. Expanded the ecosystem around LiDAR, semiconductors, AI, software, insurance. So vertical integration strategy with acquisition of EM4 to expand from chips to modules. They launched Sentinel software solution and shipped evaluation kits to customers through year end. So vertical integration, especially in a very high level of technology company like this, can be excellent for reducing costs, because you control your suppliers, you control your distribution, which I don't think they are doing distribution specifically, but they are working to kind of um, control each level of their business as their product moves from start to finish, which is a really good thing for companies like this to get into. Let's look at the 2025 business milestones. Ramp series volume production at least 3 times year over year, drive economies of scale, launch additional vehicle models, next gen technology, progress on Luminar Halo in customer development, and streamline operations. So it seems like they are pretty content with their current technology and now they're working on scaling. Some things to note, we do have some numbers up here that we can go through. So quarter four revenue is up 45% quarter over quarter, exceeding their forecasts, and margin improvements as well. Secured a new contract as well. This past year represents a culmination of a decade's work with the launch of the Volvo EX90 first production vehicle with leading technologies like Luminar and NVIDIA. That is a big name to see for any company. And we are up now. We are up today. So I think it's pretty shocking. I'm assuming that this report came out at night, which it did. So dropped massively on the day of the report, right alongside like quantum computing stocks. I just went over the quantum computing company and they had a massive drop along with Rigetti and a couple others yesterday. And it seems like this one dropped right along with them. But now we are up a lot today. This report is really good. Anytime you see NVIDIA associated with a small company like this, the exact same thing happened with Cerence, which I actually just mentioned in the last video too, but exact same thing happened where people caught wind of the NVIDIA partnership and Cerence ended up going up 100% a couple months ago, followed by 140% a few weeks after that. So it's just a really good thing to see in any company's reports when they mention, hey, we're working with NVIDIA. Brings a lot of value to the company. It's just a certain kind of authority to the company whenever that happens. So it would not shock me to see this company end up going a lot higher today. And you can see we are now up 17.5%, which is excellent. So other than that, that's really all we have for their updates. So let's look at the overall financials now and kind of see where the company is going and how they're doing. I doubt the most up-to-date reports will be in here, which they are not. So we're going to look at fiscal years, probably, if they have 2024. So sales growth is happening. Obviously, it's not really to the scale that we would want to see. This is in millions, so 75 million in revenue, which honestly, for a $200 million company, is really good, especially when the technology is the way it is. Very, very advanced, very high demand, partnerships with AI. This kind of a multiple where it's 75 million in revenue compared to a 200 million market cap is pretty much unheard of. Now, had I reviewed this company yesterday, I would have been like, wow, that could be a buy. Now that they are up 17.5%, I'm going to go ahead and say probably hold off and wait for the market to probably correct it a little bit. But either way, very attractive company in a very attractive field. So those are two of the most important things that you really need to see. Obviously, they are losing hundreds of millions of dollars every single year, though. You can see right here. So not great in terms of the losing money aspect, but obviously the developments and the partnerships are definitely going to make up for that, it seems, in the very near future. So moving on, $290 million in cash, which is essentially all of their assets, or at least most of their assets. That is compared to about 660 million in total debt, which isn't too bad. They do have negative equity, which kind of makes sense. I mean, they've been losing money. Their retained earnings are very, very negative. So not the best In terms of the debt situation, they do have a lot of long term debt for the size of their company, but I don't think it will really be too much of a problem for them going into the future. Um, let's look at cash flows. So, we do have estimates, of course, which is unfortunately what we got to work with here while the reports are being processed through and everything. So they have been selling off a ton of investments over the past few years, which honestly, their sales are growing. I wouldn't worry about that too much at all. When sales are growing and investments are dropping, it doesn't matter to me too much. There is a lot of debt issuance as well, which again, we've already been seeing. We know that that's happening, and free cash flow is very, very negative. So overall, the financials are basically the exact same as every other very high level of development company that we have seen. It's just kind of to be expected at this point. Looking at the open today, you can see the company has been booming upwards. Probably will continue. Honestly, it wouldn't shock me to see them go up 20-25%. But it's really just a matter of can they break this resistance, which seems to be holding pretty good so far, um, right here with that last high they made. But they most likely, with the really good earnings report, they'll just burst right through that. It wouldn't really be too surprising. Looking into, let's see if these tops match up here really quick. And they do not really. Okay. I was just seeing if this would possibly be a long term resistance, but it looks like they are already through that, which is perfectly fine. Any higher, and they will be breaking this short term resistance, which is really good. Um, Overall, they still have a long, long way to go. The farther you zoom out with a lot of these, like I was saying, very high development companies that have just been dumping hundreds of millions of dollars into not mature technologies that just aren't really ready for large amounts of monetization just yet. It's just kind of the way the chart looks for most of them. But I think that it could be a really solid bet considering this report was really good. They do have a partnership with a huge company like Volvo. Nvidia, they have their AI working with them as well. So could be some really good things going on here. But anyway, that's all I got for Luminar today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't, and I will see everybody in the next video.